This year the conference is Know-How. It's called Know-How. A lot of master students from different places are sharing their practice in whatever way they want it. We wanted to leave it very open this year and invite everybody.
It was an idea that we had, the two of us together with Danai Theodoridou. So we were all working in different postgraduate programs, master programs, in theory and in practice environments.
And we came up with this idea of making a gathering, an annual gathering, where students of these early stages of research would have a space for their own voice.
We thought that it would be very valuable for the way that we look at education and at research, that all those students get to meet and share, find ways and modes to share their research and then see what happens through these intersections.
And we were also interested in throwing the proposition of a conference to postgraduate students and seeing what they might make out of this idea of a conference or gathering, so how they would reimagine this gathering of peers to exchange knowledge.
I've been asked by the Young to mentor the students of Ghent and Antwerp in the preparation of the conference, and we started discussing about what's the relation between artistic research as research. We are all dealing in very different ways, but what we all share is the idea that young artists are doing research with very specific instruments and with a very specific goal, which is not to find out something, but more to open an uncertain space where to welcome other people in.
It's really interesting to see all the visions and also like the way the work is constituted in a way. So I think it's more and more becoming like really like a dialogue, an interdisciplinary dialogue between all these institutions about the topic. So I really like the atmosphere at this point. Yeah, it's really grown in the conference, I think.
I was interested to see what's happening here, and I was curious when I read the call for the conference.
Well, we spent a lot of time actually just discussing and thinking even about just the theme and the call for proposals, because yeah, we really wanted everything to be, you know, just right.
Yes, we are in the right room. I'm not going to talk about how to ride a bike, but about the practice of the dramaturg.
Schechner explains that texts are synthetic, constructed, crafted, made up, invented, sites of interpretation and disagreement, not fixed canons.
So many topics have been tackled, and from very sensitive point of views. So there was this rawness to the conference that I really appreciated.
This event really supported my research, especially in that I was able to bring the discussion in and use the performance itself as part of my research and to add to this path I'm on to discover what virtuosity is in my work.
Well, my main expectation was to meet other students, that they are in my level, so that is really important for me to feel that I'm in an environment that we are all peer-to-peer, and to have the chance to see how other people think, how other people perform, so yeah.
There's a fun sense of wonder and surprise, because you see these names on a piece of paper, but then you just don't know what they're capable of. And I had some moments in this conference where I was just like in awe and completely surprised, and I felt like a child, and just made me just realize like, yeah, I really love this stuff.
Yeah, I think it has been great, but I think it's really nice to see how things unfold smoothly, slowly. And I see people like talking to each other, wanting to understand more.
I think also the fact that there is food provided and it's taken care of also shows the care that's gone into the whole idea of hosting, and how that makes everyone feel comfortable and relaxed enough in order to move on to other conversations about their work.
So from the start it was that the main principle is that this is a student-led event, and that's very important. The students of every institution take it in their hands and they curate it, so it's an educational and curatorial exercise as well for them, and we want to keep it that way. But it's true that why, for example, a new thing we discuss now is how we can expand this collaboration also to the level of staff. So there are things to pursue further since we see that this is something working, and we are this year actually at the point of discussing this. We have a meeting tonight, and yeah, we'll try to see where things can go now.